This is River USDT, and it has been having a significant move and a rally recently. Now, this is a relatively new coin as I'm seeing here, as I'm seeing the data goes just back to September of last year. And it already has quite a big market cap. If we actually take a look into crypto bubbles here, 603 million is quite big relatively speaking now, but when the bull cycle comes, I've seen crypto or coins that are a lot bigger. Will this make it to the bull run for when Bitcoin resumes it? Now, it is what I'm seeing here for River is a parabolic run to about $45 before getting rejected, coming all the way back down to even $16. What am I seeing for River right now? And what I'm seeing here on the daily time frame is a falling wedge pattern. Now, falling wedges have a higher chance of breaking to the upside. But I want to point out a few things here because there could be a few signals that could decrease the probability of a break to the upside. What I'm talking about is this bearish divergence on the daily time frame that is still in play. Bearish divergence tells you that there is usually going to be a pullback coming. And what I'm talking about is this. There has been bearish divergence as of yesterday's daily candle close, comparing this high with the previous high. And there is a lower or equal high on the RSI. That is classic bearish divergence. Now, I would say that would decrease the likelihood of this falling wedge breaking to the upside. So I'm just saying, even though the chart tells you there is a bullish pattern here, there is still bearish signal here that you might want to be cautious of. You don't want to be blindsided by that. Let's take a look into the weekly time frame as well, where you also have a very overbought RSI at about 87. That's 87 out of 100. Anything above 70 is considered overbought. So that is another signal you may want to be paying attention to if you're trading this coin. Now, I am long on quite a bit of altcoins here. So my opinions and outlook on crypto in general is bullish, but I am not currently trading this coin right now, so I'm telling you guys purely from what's happening on the charts. Now, it is impossible to talk about any altcoins, however, without a clear understanding of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin right now has been bouncing back since yesterday's crash, which people were. I mean, I've seen the markets yesterday. Traders were probably scared of this tariff scare, right? Because of what we have seen back in October. But how is crypto holding up right now since yesterday's dump? I would say it's not that bad because I warned you guys about the news about Trump slapping a huge tariff. I think it was 25% on Europe yesterday. And how I talked about yesterday's stock market futures open was the reaction to be paying attention to. Well, the stock market, which is the S&P 500 futures, is still down 0.9% right now, which is huge for the stock market. And usually when I see the stock market down quite a bit, I would see Bitcoin, and of course, Bitcoin down some more, a lot more than the stock market, just because it's a smaller market. And I would see quite a bit of altcoins down much more than Bitcoin. But right now, we're actually seeing Bitcoin climbing up, rebounding faster, and it's actually down less than the stock market. So that tells me something about the sentiment about crypto has changed. In addition to quite a bit of bottoming signals I've been telling you guys about, which are still intact, one of which is bullish divergence on the weekly time frame, and that is still playing out. Very important for Bitcoin to actually hold the support at 92,000. Otherwise, you could see 90,000 Bitcoin. $90,000 Bitcoin. That's the next stop, and see if that holds. Now, what I'm saying here is, in this video, is entirely my opinions only. It's not financial advice. You guys gotta form your own opinions and strategies. Let's go ahead and take a look back into River. Taking a look back into River here. It is still up almost 13% today, and the sell wall here, the resistance here would be about that $30 to $32 range. Let's take a look into a smaller time frame for this coin and see what it could be doing. There is also bearish divergence that is playing out on the 4-hour time frame. So it is very important to see River to actually break out of this upward trend line here, and potentially looking for those bearish divergence scenarios to be invalidated. However, if they don't get invalidated, then I would expect a pullback, right, as bearish divergence usually tells you. Now, let's take a look into some support levels to be paying attention to, because it has been tapping quite a bit of these shorter term moving averages. Now, if it does get a rejection here at this upward trend line, right, the next support I'll be looking out for would be the daily 21 SMA. That's currently the blue line right here at about $18. If that does not hold, expect more downside that could touch this bottom trend line here. It's already a falling wedge pattern, so that is basically what I'm seeing for River here. Let's also take a look into some news headlines in the media, and I'll give you guys my instant reaction, because I think the macro news right now is still very important, especially with that tariff news that came in yesterday. All right, this one I've already talked about with you guys. If you guys watch my other channel, my other video. This is by Guru Focus. It says, crypto slides as Trump tariff proposal sparks risk-off move. Now, I just want to dissect this news headline with you guys, because that was the scare yesterday as of Sunday Pacific Standard Time. But we are seeing crypto bouncing back. Stock market hasn't quite bounced back yet, so very important to see what crypto does in the next couple of hours to even a couple of days. Now, gold and silver is basically having a rally off of that, because when there's more tariffs, there's going to be more expected inflation, and when there's more expected inflation, the Fed is not going to lower rates, and these risk-on assets like stocks and crypto take a hit. So very important to be paying attention to the markets the next couple of hours to even days. So this basically wraps up for this video for River. Let me know if you guys want to continue seeing any more of River by dropping a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll continue to bring you guys an update on this coin if enough of you guys want to see it. And I'll see you on the next one.